We get nice and snuggly here.
Yeah.
All right, so Mike Mills, Verity Mortgage here today. We're doing something a little bit different. I actually have a friend of mine, Cody Durham, here with 10 Gage Ridge Roofing. And we're going to talk a little bit today about roofing and things to look for when you buy a home and just stuff that you kind of need to be aware of generally when you're buying a house and considering different aspects of the house and whether or not you want to put your offer in, and once you do get your offer in, what you really need to watch out for. So all right, so now let's talk a little bit about the business. Obviously, I've been in real estate a long time, know generally what roofers do, but I think there's probably more stuff that you guys actually do that people don't realize. So tell us kind of just a general breadth of services, like what you guys offer, what kind of services you can give to people.
And it's different. There's a multitude of things we do depending upon the situation. Right?
Okay.
So from a real estate perspective, we'll kind of start there.
Sure.
What we find is people go out, they've had the inspection, they get an inspection report back and say, hey, there could be some stuff going on with the roof, so we'd like to have you come out and give us an opinion prior to option being done.
Right.
So we go out, it's usually at the 11th hour, we have very little time to get things figured out and things moving in the right direction. So we go out, we look obviously for storm-related damage, just the general condition of the roof, and then we'll draw up some sort of report so they have that knowledge to go to the buyer or the seller at the time.
Right. And you do this at no charge, is that correct?
No charge, yeah, absolutely no charge. Any roofer that wants to charge you for an inspection, move on to someone else, whether it's me or otherwise. Yeah, there's no charge for that.
Okay.
So, and we come out and give them what we feel is the right estimation of the roof.
Gotcha.
Everybody sees things a little bit different, but we're going to give you an honest assessment.
So you're just coming out basically giving them an idea about how old it is, if there's any damage, just the general quality of it as a whole, so that way it helps them in negotiations.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is kind of where insurance and real estate collide as well, because what we're finding, it doesn't take a whole lot for, an underwriter to say, hey, this roof is not insurable.
Right.
It could be one missing shingle, the roof could be too old, be granulated, any multitude of things. So we're trying to let them know, hey, these are some issues that you could run into when you buy this house. Because the last thing you want to do is someone to buy this house, they go to write an insurance policy or have insurance written for their home, and they're like, well, yeah, you can get insurance, but you're gonna have to replace this roof. And if you didn't have anything done prior, then that's on you.
Well, that's a good point. So a lot of people don't know too that a lot of insurance companies, and they're all a little different, but they will come out and they won't come out. You'll get a policy, a binder that'll say, okay, here's what your quote on the policy is, here's how much it's going to be. And then once the contract is executed and finalized and you're actually, close and you own the house, then the insurance company will send an adjuster out to take a look at the roof or take a look at other pieces of the property and give you indications on whether or not it's insurable or not. And most of the time, it's the roof that's the problem.
Absolutely.
And so you'll have a lot of buyers that'll go out and have a house. They'll be moved in, everybody's high-fiving, we're celebrating, and then the adjuster shows up a week later and says the roof's uninsurable, and now they have to get that fixed just to get insurance on the house.
That's right.
So having someone come out early and take a look at it and give you that indication before you get out of your option period and before you actually close on your property is a big, huge help. And because it doesn't cost any money, there's no reason why you shouldn't do that. And it's in the best, people say, well, I don't want to waste your time. I'm sure the roof's fine, but what would you say to that?
No, you absolutely need to do it for just peace of mind and for what you're talking about. Because as you said, they come out, they inspect the roof, and then they say, this roof is not insurable. You have 60 days to get something done about it.
Right.
And best case scenario, you can go back to the seller because you have 2 years from the date of the storm to file a claim, typically. So you can go back, even though that policy is essentially null and void, you can go back and file a claim with them if that
with the previous insurance
from
the sellers.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
So you do have that ability. Obviously, you want to get it done prior to then because everything gets convoluted at that point. But you absolutely need to do it. And then,
well, Cody, I really appreciate you coming by, taking a few hours out of your day. I know he drove all the way from Dallas today because he had another job he was doing. I'm back in Mansfield, so he drove all the way back here just to do this with me. So, we can show a couple hundred people hopefully. But if anybody wants to contact you, what's the best way to get a hold of you and let them know?
You can go online, 10gageroofing.com, or 10gageridgeroofing.com rather. You can call me on my cell, 817-470-7471. I'm easy. Facebook, we're up there. Google, we're around.
You're on all the socials?
I'm totally Soch. Is that how you say it? Is that what the kids are saying?
I think so. I don't know, man. I just put things up and then hope it works out. I don't really pretend to know what the heck's going on.
Yeah. You got people for that, don't you, Mike?
Yes. Oh, well, yeah, something like that. Well, and by the way, if you're looking for some good quality merch, I will say the hats and the shirts.
We got some pretty solid.
They're pretty solid, man. I really like Eric had the one with the 10, just the 10 on it.
10 GR. I thought I'd represent the full.
No, I dig it. So if you're looking for some good, solid roofing merch, that's also, reach out to them for that.
Yeah, you get a new roof, I can maybe hook you up with that.
Throw it in a hat aside. Yeah. All right, brother. Well, I really appreciate you coming out.
Thanks
a lot.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.